Hey friends, welcome to part 2 of How to Heal a Nation. My name is Sarah Williams and this has been a long time in the making. Sometime back in June of 2021, I posted a video where I wrote a 7-page letter to the man who is incarcerated for having shot at me and my best friends in a high school shooting on May 21st, 1998. His name is Kip Kinkle. I wrote that 7-page letter with an intent to speak out my heart and in fact thank him for what he had done, which is a total and complete disbelief for many people who are like, how could you thank someone who had caused you and your friends so much trauma? But if he hadn't done what he did, I wouldn't be right here right now. So I'm so thankful for him. But you see, Kip Kinkle was sentenced to 109 years or 120 years in prison, basically life, right? He was 15 years old when the act was committed, I believe 16 at the time that he was committed to prison. And he has, in fact, risen up as a man of God in the ranks of prison. All he's really ever known as an adult is prison. That's all he's ever known. But you see, I wanted healing. I didn't want some guy to be convicted to just go off and live in prison with a bunch of other prison inmates. I wanted healing. So I asked the Lord to forgive him for what he did. And I did that. I forgave him, like really forgave him. Forgave him so much that I wrote him a 7-page letter and I said, thank you. And I said, I love you. And I pray that we can bring about healing. So here's my idea. And in that video, just to recap, the idea is that he and I would have a public Zoom call, one that was just between he and I, and it would be broadcasted for the whole world to see. And it would be an opportunity for me to see him face to face, digitally at least. I'm here in Alaska. He's in Oregon. I'm not flying to Oregon to make this happen. I want to do this in a way that everybody can see it. Well, anyway, so the idea here is simple. I tell him, speak out, look at him and speak out how his actions that day on May 21st, 1998, where he first, the night before, chose to kill his parents, and then he came to school the next day and shot up me and my friends and left 2 dead and many, many wounded and a community broken. That every year on May 21st brings up all the same stuff and calls up the same people and brings up the same thing. And every time that Oregon tries to repeal mandatory sentencing because it's unfair and it's wrong, every time they try to do that, they try to say, well, then we're going to have to retry Kip Kinkle and the school shooting. So nope, can't do that. So there Kip is in prison, having fully understood what he did now, fully aware that what he succumbed to, if you will, that day was a demonic possession that had total mental health, right? I mean, come on, if you're not spiritual, then by the time you're done with this testimony and by the time you're done with this event, you will be. Because if it hadn't been for the power of God rescuing me from my darkness, my mental health issues, my depression, my anxiety, my PTSD, my brokenness, my pornographic addiction, my issues, I wouldn't be here right now telling you that you can forgive anyone that causes you harm. Anyone. And get healed. And we need to heal a nation because the nation 23 years ago was this school shooting. Okay? Kip. Against me, my friends, all this stuff. 23 years ago. Really? Holy crap. Wait. Let me do the math. 25 years ago. 24 years ago? Where are we at? Somebody do the math for me. 24 years ago this year. Okay. So, July 7th of 2021, I received an email back, or not email, I received a written letter back from him. in response to my written letter. And all I did was post a picture of this. Okay, that's not my address anymore, so don't worry about it. Okay, so there he is. There's where he's at. Okay? And I don't know how many letters of hate that this man has received and how broken he feels, but I'm not interested in breaking him any further. What I'm interested in is my healing. And so I want to do this for the community and for the nation as a whole. So let's read what his one-page response to me said. Okay, let's do it. 7 July 2021. Dear Sarah, first, thank you for your letter and deeply impactful words. I am so sorry for the pain, trauma, and lasting grief that I caused you, your closest friends, and our community. You are correct that part of my work in the world is to be available where I'm able to help others heal from the harm I caused. Second, I appreciate you sharing your experience with mental illness and recovery. Your story is powerful and your relationship with God is resonant. I'm relieved to hear your story of healing and how you've transformed the trauma I caused you into goodness and power in yourself and your work in the world. It was amazing to read your words and idea for community healing. The investigator on my legal team, not going to say the name, has been working on something similar with me, and I invite you to get in touch with her. He gives me her email and contact information, and she can fill you in on what is already happening and talk about logistics with you to set up direct contact. I look forward to finding out what you all figure out. Thank you for your thoughtfulness. Please take care, Kip Kinkle. Little signature. You see that? Please take care, Kip Kinkle. Okay. I was so excited to get this. But if you're noticing, today's date is January 8th of 2022. Whoa. So life got a little crazy over June, July, August, September, October, moved, new place, roommate moved out. Now it's just me. Whoa. I'm like, dude, I got to do something about this. I got to take a step on this. So today I'm taking a step on this. Taking a step. I'm recording the video. Now you know what his response is. Now next, I'm going to reach out to the investigator. I'm going to send an email and I'm going to say, hey, let's do this. Let's connect because I want to see healing. So I'm going to link the video probably in one of those nifty, click on this moments or in the comments. I'll probably do both just so you can know that this is the video that I wrote the original email. Wrote the original letter. I didn't do an email. None of this has been emailed, which has been great because what's truly healing about this is the actual handwriting aspect of it. Like taking a pen to paper. I think what we miss so much in this technological age is this belief that we got to email everything, we got to text everything, we got to stop. Get some paper, get a pencil, a pen, whatever, and write out your thoughts. And just stream of consciousness. Just go. It was incredible to write that 7-page letter to him. So you can go back and watch that video and you can see what all this is all about. And friends, I am just so thankful to have you on the ride here. We are trying to heal a nation. It's going to start with me, and I pray that others will jump on board and get going with this. And so it starts with me having the conversation with him broadcast for you all. But then what I would like to do is to host a Zoom platform where those of you that were harmed by his actions in Springfield at Thurston High School on May 21st, 1998 at about 7:50 in the morning, y'all can say what you're feeling. Y'all can have a moment that it might not be face-to-face physically, but digital is just as good because you can see his reaction. And if you feel like he's not healed, if you feel like he's not reformed, he's not absolutely conscious of what he did and his impact, well, then, sure, keep him in prison. But if you think that he has taken the time to hear you out, he's taken the time to really understand with an empathetic mind and an empathetic story to understand your feelings and how his horrible actions of that day caused such trauma and pain. And on the other side of it, you still hate the guy. Well, that problem then is with you. And you need to take responsibility for that. The nation then needs to take responsibility for that for themselves. After they've taken the opportunity that's freely given to them to go face to face with the person that hurt them, and then they still choose to hold that against them, well, then let that cancer destroy them from the inside out, because it will. But honestly, it's a great opportunity to say it and let it go. Say it and be healed. And that's what I'm trying to do. To do is to heal a nation. After Kip's school shooting, man, it's like, and one day I saw this, you can go on Wikipedia and you can search up Kip Kinkle, right? And it'll tell you all about him. It'll tell you exactly what he used, all of his weapons, all that. Basically, it's like a how-to for a school shooter. Okay, so when that idea enters their minds, and the mental health of our young people is absolutely not as good as it should be these days. Couldn't imagine why. Thank you, plandemic and scamdemic and vaccines and injecting people with whatever the heck they're doing. Stop. Okay? That's not what I stand for. I stand for healing people and healing their relationship with God, and I'm not going to quit, and I'm not backing down. And so I'm going to come right out and be bold, because boldness is what is required if we're going to transform our nation into something that is healed, whole, set free, and delivered in the name of Jesus. So guys, that's what I'm saying. Okay, that's my story. So I want to see, honestly, Kip Kinkle set out. I do. And I believe it's going to take something of this magnitude for him to be able to be a free man. I do. I believe it. And if a free man means that he's got to move to Alaska and I take care of him and I'm responsible for him, you know what? I'll even do that. Because I believe in the power of healing and the power of God so much that I believe that committing a 15-year-old boy to 120 years in prison is the most idiotic thing our society could have ever done to deal with that situation. So we're going to grow up and we're going to mature and we're going to overcome. Are you with me? Will you do it with me? Will you mature? Will you overcome? Will you be a part of the new way of handling crime and the new way of handling things moving forward as an enlightened species? Let's go. Let's do it. All right. So I pray for you. May the Lord bless you and may he keep you. May he be gracious towards you. May he lift up his face towards you. Most of all, may he give you peace. Amen. All right. I'll see you guys soon.